What's up? Today we're going to be making a Beef Wellington. It's going to be awesome. It's one of Gordan Ramsey's special dish, and I am going to attempt to make it today. Here we go. First things first, the meat you're going to want to buy is a beef tenderloin, and you want the center cut of that. The good center cut, and you're going to want to make it all clean, not a lot of the fat on it or anything like that. If you have some fat, shave it off. Be at it. This is actually where the fillet comes from, the fillet steak, so it's very tender, really good. Just ask your butcher for the center cut of a beef tenderloin and they'll be able to get you this. First things first, we're gonna get a pan full of some oil in there. Go ahead and let that heat up. So we're gonna cook our meat first, our tenderloin. Just gonna season that with some salt and pepper. Make sure you get it all the way around. Just gonna sear. We're not gonna cook it like almost all the way, but depending on how you like it, cook it to your exact measurements. We're just gonna get the sear on this thing. Love to hear that sound. Okay, cook. I'm gonna cook it maybe a minute and a half or two on each side, and make sure it's nice and brown and cooked. Now that we got it seared off a bit, we're gonna take it off and leave that to rest a bit. So again, we're gonna cook this still a little bit more in the oven. Just wanna get the browning of it and sear it. I did about maybe 2 minutes each side and maybe just a little more to make sure it was all cooked or seared through. Okay, the next thing we're gonna get ready is our duplex. And basically what that is just some mushrooms and some other shallots and some seasoning, and it's gonna be wrapped around the meat. It's gonna be a little insulator for it. But yeah, first things first, we're just gonna take the stems off these mushrooms, and then I'm gonna chop them up, and then I'm also gonna put them in a blender to make them smaller, and you'll see. Okay, so in a blender, or you can chop up the mushrooms if you want. I'm gonna use a blender. We're gonna put in some mushrooms in there, and then we're also gonna put in a little bit of minced garlic in there. Put in the rest of the mushrooms. Okay, once we got our mushrooms all blended up a bit, we're gonna put it in the pan and we're gonna saute them a bit. Okay, another reason we're cooking these mushrooms is we're gonna try to get all the moisture out. There's actually a lot of water in these mushrooms, so we're gonna cook them to make sure they're nice and dry. Okay, we added a little bit of thyme in there just for flavor. We're gonna let it cook with that, and you can already see some water leaving the mushroom. That's what we want, and you can also smell it. It smells really good. Okay, while the mushrooms are still cooking a bit, next step is to get some mustard, and we're gonna paint it over the tenderloin. Just gonna paint over it to make sure we get it all covered up. Okay, we got our duck cell done, our mushrooms. Okay, next we're gonna do our wrapping. We're gonna get our prosciutto pieces, and then make sure you get some good wrap right here. prosciutto layer down. And then next is we're gonna put our duxelle in there, our mushrooms. Hold it. Okay, I'm done putting my duxelle, my mushrooms on the prosciutto. I could have made a little bit more mushrooms, but I didn't. I didn't have enough, I guess. And now the next step, and probably the most crucial step, is wrapping it up with the beef. Put it right in the middle. Try to wrap this thing up. Didn't get the prosciutto all the way around, but just on the top part I got it. And that's gonna have to do. And then gotta try tighten this and get this tight. Getting these ends, trying to wrap this up real tight. There we go, that wrapped up. This is my baby. I'm just gonna put it in the fridge for maybe 30 minutes. Okay, now the next step is get our puff pastry out. Got it all out. Doughy. I rolled it out just a bit, and then we're just gonna put in some egg wash on it. Brush all around it, just like that. Okay, now we're gonna put our meat on there, and wrap this center. I'm gonna carefully wrap this up, have it enclosed all the way. Make sure it fits all around and get the sides. Okay, we got our Beef Wellington. I kept it in the fridge for a few hours. I would say at minimum 30 minutes, keep it in the fridge. But I just kept it in the fridge until I was ready to cook it, put it in the oven, and then we're gonna give it one last egg wash on top of it. Gonna brush it with some egg yolk. Okay, last thing, we're gonna try to make a cool little design on here. Little sides. sprinkle some salt on it generously. And this is it. We're gonna add it into the oven at 400 degrees for we're gonna go for 25 minutes first, see how that turns out. Yeah. Okay, we're done cooking it. It's been cooking for about 30 minutes, 5 minutes over. Let's check out. Just pulled up the beef Wellington, cooked it for maybe about 40 minutes or so on 400. 30 to 40 minutes, I think, depending on what you like. I want maybe like a medium. And then just gonna let it rest for about 10 minutes. But looks good. This is it, the beef Wellington. The dish that Gordan Ramsey makes. Gonna cut into it to see how it is. Looks awesome. Not bad. Wow. Did it all by myself. Gordan Ramsey's specialty dish is now my specialty. Just like that. I think really good. Could have took it out a little sooner, a little cooked, but it's gonna be really good. The mushrooms, I do think I needed more mushrooms. Didn't have that mushrooms to wrap around, but you can see the mushrooms in there and the prosciutto, and it's all wrapped around. Amazing! First time making a beef Wellington. Looks awesome. There you go, beef Wellington. First time making it. I'll get better. I could have done better wrapping it, but I'll get better. Start cooking. Not bad. See how it tastes now. That's really good. It's good. Beef Wellington, thanks for watching. New videos almost every week. Yeah, Beef Wellington. Really good. Awesome. Can't believe I did it.